If you follow like sort of the Asian American history in Hollywood, there are actually more films made in the 80s and 90s that starred Asian people in prominent roles than there are today.
Sure, you extend this leg that he has trapped. I'm extending the leg.
Hey guys, what's happening? My name is Hoi-Wa Ho from Dynasty. Started Dynasty as an MMA, Jiu-Jitsu clothing brand, mainly because I didn't see the products that I wanted on the MMA BJJ market. I wasn't really too interested in wearing designs from these other brands that I felt were not 100% authentic to my culture or to Asian culture in general. Therefore, I felt the need to fill a void in the market. And that's how I came up with Dynasty. So I started with karate, did 5 years of that, got my black belt, jumped from being a karate black belt to Olympic style Taekwondo, got my black belt in Taekwondo. I kept wanting to learn more. So then eventually I was introduced to Muay Thai kickboxing. So then I started training in that. And then of course, UFC and everything like that. You just watch it, you just fall in love with it as a martial artist. Then I want to learn grappling as well. I want to know the ground game. So I started learning Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well. I cross-trained in all these styles and just fell in love with the sport in general. And that's how I got started in MMA. I'm a dedicated martial artist. I'm a hardcore kind of enthusiast, hobbyist, but I'm not like a professional fighter. But I do compete just on an amateur level. I only have one amateur MMA fight, which I won by first round knockout. I've got about maybe 4 or 5 years of solid jiu-jitsu experience. And in terms of Muay Thai kickboxing experience, I've probably had around 10 fights by now, amateur. So I would say I'm okay, I'm not bad.
Are they serious? Look who's playing Goju, man. Some white guy. They just had to put a white guy in there. I mean, why can't they just let him be who he is? Asian.
It's Hollywood, man. Like Tom.
As a fellow filmmaker, myself, I make films here and there. Asian representation in all forms of media is something, obviously an issue that I hold close to my heart, I would say, because I'm in the industry and I'm so aware of it. In some ways we've progressed, and then in other ways we've actually kind of went backwards. If you follow sort of the Asian American history in Hollywood, there are actually more films made in the 80s and 90s that starred Asian people in prominent roles than there are today. There's actually a ton of Japanese American Hollywood actors and a bunch of Chinese American Hollywood actors that were actually more prominent in the 80s and 90s than you have now. I'll give you Mortal Kombat, Robin Shou and Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa. If you go further than that, it was like Bruce Lee with his movies. But nowadays, there's actually less roles for Asians. So in some ways, it has gotten better with recent movies like Crazy Rich Asians and John Cho's movie, Searching. I watched that in the theaters, Searching. But now it's okay, now they promote guys like Ken Jeong, for example, in my opinion, it's negative Asian representation. Back in the 80s and 90s, we were getting all kinds of movies with Asian plots and Asian stars in them. So has it really gotten better? I don't know, hard to say. I think it's almost even. From an international standpoint, I think from our culture-wise, we're still closing the gap on influencing the world, I guess you could say, on if Asian culture is cool or not. I think there's gaps there. From an Asian American standpoint, I think a lot of people are just coming into terms with their identity. We have more opportunities. We have more time to think about, okay, who are we really? What do we want to do? What do we want to pursue? What are we passionate about? So then I think this generation, we're in a good position to actually realize some of those things. I think some of us now have the leeway to go and pursue what we really want to do. If we want to be a filmmaker, if we want to be somebody in the creative industry, if we want to be an actor or a dancer or a singer, or in the case of Dynasty, people that I sponsor who want to be professional MMA fighters and athletes. So I think we have a platform to do it now. So I think now is a good time for us to truly close the gap and realize who we are. And then I think once we've done that, then maybe we can say we've made it.